Okay, so this is last week. So sorry, I forgot to give you the video for that. So I'm just gonna include it in this one. But here's a few things we did in the backyard. We initially went in the backyard to do a bit of a toy play, but he got way too overstimulated. Started grabbing and jumping and biting at my arms and legs and all kinds of things. So we decided to take it down a few notches and do something a little bit more low key. So here are some of our beginning heel work behaviors. We've done it here and there, so he knows what we're doing. Again, I don't have super high expectations for puppies this young to do heel work, but this is kind of laying the foundation. Great things happen. Food happens when you're by my side. And you can see we're kind of doing some of those turns to keep the attention on us. But he did really great. Okay, so we did a little bit of toy play after that, and it became more appropriate, but he was getting a little hyped up, so we came inside for a little bit of settle work. And it's a really short clip, but he did really well, and there wasn't really too much to say about it, just waiting for him to offer me a down and kind of go into a calmer state of mind, and then I just tossed treats. Okay, so I was getting ready to leave, and I was popping out to my car to get my leash, and I noticed he trying to bust out the front door. There. So we decided to kind of work on waiting at the front door, and we worked on it here today too. I didn't get video of it, but he is a lot more interested in following me out the front door than he has been in the past. So I'm just right now asking for kind of an automatic down and a stay when I go to the door. We could also definitely ask for the down and stay. It's definitely just depends on how you want to do it. So right now when I work on it, I just kind of work on both. I sometimes just put my hand on the door and I wait for him. Once he goes into the down stay, I treat him. Sometimes I ask for the down and a stay. I kind of just do both. And if you want to pick a specific one and only work on that way, we can do it. But it's totally up to you. So right now we're just working on both. A little bit of patience at the door, so that we can get in and out safely. And also, this is good work for some of that frustration tolerance that he needs to build up as he grows. But he does well. So here I am asking for the stay. He does just as well when I ask for it, than when I just wait for it to offer. So he's lovely, as always. Yes, thank you. Ciao. Oh, you were about to do it. That was my bad, dude. Yes. Good boy. You're okay. I'm gonna hold it already. Okay, so here I decided to put both dogs on place while I do some dishes. So this is the first time with Hank that I'm going a lot further in between treats. So I'm usually pretty rapid with the treats, and if I'm moving around, I'm still really consistent with giving him treats pretty quickly. But here I space the treats out quite a bit. He's obviously still getting a decent amount of treats because we don't want to cut it out completely. He's still young, he's still learning. Um, but he does fairly well. You'll see he pops up a few times, but every time he goes back to his place, I'm not asking for him to go back. He's offering that behavior on his own. He's realizing this is where I get cookies. If I hang out here, good things will happen. So he's making that connection, and he's making the choice himself. And he did really, really well. And there's a part here where Boom gets up and is naughty and goes over to him to instigate play. And Hank stays. So he got a ton of treats for that one. That was amazing. That's high level of distraction right there. I wouldn't expect a puppy to stay on place when another dog comes to ask to play, and he did, which is lovely. It's amazing. So then at the very end, I want to make sure to release them verbally. All done. That way I'm asking them to get up so they're not just getting up on their own. But they did great. Okay, so here we have a puppy school, a newer puppy school client on this side of the fence. And he's quite vocal and he's quite loud. And him and Hank were really excited to meet. So I decided to use this time to train both of them. So I'm waiting for Finn is the name of the puppy on the other side. Finn to be calm, and I'm also waiting on Hank to be calm. So the first half of that you couldn't see Hank, but he did choose to lay down and rest, and he does great. He's really focused on me. I wouldn't say he's super relaxed, but he is ignoring the craziness on the other side of the gate, which is great. And here we kind of have him settle into a down a little bit more relaxed with that hip hop, so that was good to see too. Okay, so here we are at the park. I did just turn the camera, so Hank is a little out of shot here, but we can see his little head. So my kid's playing on the park, and there's about 2 other kids there, and we're working on some passive socialization with this puppy here, and Hank is doing his place work. So not only does Hank have to stay on place while things are going on around us, but the puppy is quite loud and quite obnoxious, and it doesn't seem like that big of a distraction, but it is, and it causes other dogs to get kind of hyped up, especially other puppies. And Hank does a really great job just kind of focusing on what he's supposed to be doing. As well as other kids there, they're working on the pool. So there were men walking right by my car to get into their car, and Hank definitely saw them and watched them, but he stayed on his mat. Not only did he stay on his mat, once they walked by, he would look at them, and then he would choose to re-engage at me and look at me, which, again, doesn't sound that exciting, but it's so good that he chose to be the one to disengage with the exciting thing instead of, hop out of his place or get up and try to get pets, or different things could have happened, but he chose to re-engage with me, so I made sure to treat him heavily for that. But he does great. He stays on his mat almost the whole time. The only times he gets off is when I drop treats off of the mat. And even when I do that, he gets off and snacks on him, and then he gets back on. So I'm super proud. It was a pretty busy park day, and he had very little problem staying focused and staying on his mat.